Law number 9 is the law of the ladder. Character growth determines the height of your personal growth. And so let's use this picture of a ladder. If your ladder is your personal growth, as you're climbing and climbing and climbing, the integrity or the strength of those rungs is your character, your moral character. And if there's a weakness, if there's a lack of integrity, that rung could be cracked, could be broken, could even be missing. And without warning, you can fall and crash. And so think of, for example, when there's been a great leader, well-known leaders who have experienced moral failures, corruption was revealed, how they just crash to the bottom as society sees, as they lose all trust in the eyes of their followers. And so corruption is really the weakness in those rungs of that ladder. And so as you develop yourself personally, you need to develop that character too. Now, two important benefits to moral character, moral goodness, is it truly makes a person happy. Robert Waldinger was the director of a 75-year study on happiness and said that the truest, the best predictor of long-term happiness for a person is the quality and the quantity of their relationships, of their network, having good relationships with others. Now, also, character, another benefit is that it's going to lead to a rich and a meaningful life. Those who live meaningful lives are those who have given themselves to a purpose that's bigger than themselves. And so how does this work? How does this work? Well, morality really, we're thinking of the correct prioritization of values, of what is important. Values are what a person finds important, as in qualities or principles that are most meaningful and important to you. And what's important is that those values line up correctly with principles of how the world actually works. It is said, Stephen Covey talked about how values are subjective and they're individual, what's important to an individual, whereas principles are objective. They're just the way things are. So how does this work? We can picture it like a pyramid. There's 4 levels to this pyramid. The bottom level is the moral principles, the way that things are, what is objectively good. The second layer is your values, is those values, those things that are most important and correctly to be lined up to those principles. Now, third is purpose. When a person's living in alignment with their values, they will experience that sense of purpose and that sense of meaning. And then lastly, the peak of the pyramid is happiness, well-being. There's an ancient Hebrew word called shalom. It's really, I love this picture, a picture of a living within context. The English word that's translated shalom is peace. But peace in English doesn't really have a lot of meaning. In the Hebrew word, there's peace. It connotates at peace with with yourself. It connotates peace in relationships with others, in relationship to the world around you, and peace with ultimately your creator. And so this full sense of full-orbed well-being is shalom. And so this moral balance, really, when a person has that shalom, it's really going to set you up for long-term success, for significance, for a life of meaning. Now, when we're talking about values, we talk about things like integrity and honest hard work, right? Values, personal values. There's values in relationships, in valuing others, in giving other people that honor and that respect, treating them as having that intrinsic worth and value. And we can talk about values of faith, is in your relationship to your creator and how that plays out. Essentially, I love this picture that Maxwell gives in the chapter of being bigger on the inside than you are on the outside. And if that's your goal, then you truly will experience the law of the ladder.